Hello, my name's Glenn Brown and I'm a British artist and I mostly appropriate other artists' work. So the starting point for a lot of my paintings are different artists combined together. So this painting, St. Bimbo, the starting point for it is a section of a painting by an Italian 17th century artist called Bartolomeo Bimbi. And it's the original painting is a cauliflower and what I call a radish. Though I think there's been some argument whether it's a radish or a turnip. I think it's a radish. I don't think a turnip would mutate itself as much as a radish would, being a little bit of a gardener. And what's very important about it is the mutation of the radish and the fact that it's turning from vegetable to partially human in its attitude. And when I first saw the Bartolomeo Bimbi painting, it was the attitude, almost the sort of comical stance that this vegetable had, sort of sitting on the edge of a counter, that grabbed my attention. Like a lot of my paintings recently, the starting point is a drawing. And so the drawing is made in a very peculiar way in that it looks like an etching. And there's a German artist called Heinrich Holtius, who I am particularly indebted to in the way he makes these sort of etching lines, gridded lines. So underneath the painting, there's quite a detailed drawing, which I then start to use glazes of oil paint over the top in order to build up sort of texture and detail and colour, most importantly, on the surface. The starting point in terms of this painting was a 17th century painting, but the colour in it comes from Goya, partially, that's what it started out with, but then a French painter, Odilon Redon, a sort of symbolist, impressionist artist, was the main colour reference that I used. And that's very typical of the way I work, where I have a lot of books in my studio and I'm cross-referencing different artists all the time, sort of stealing bits from other artists. German Expressionism is a sort of favourite way of me getting colour into my work. But Odilon Redon is a particular favourite because he has a very surreal, dreamlike quality to it. And I wanted this painting to have that sort of dreamlike colour. And the translucency of the glazes I use are meant you to sort of question the solidity of the object as well. This painting was made specifically for the show because I don't make an awful lot of still lives. And I had some very large ones that were too big for the exhibition, so this painting had to be made specifically. Mostly what I do are portraits. So even when it comes to a still life, I tend to imbue it with a sort of almost portrait-like look to it. So it's a not very still life, you could say, because I wanted it to feel a little bit animated, like I do my figure paintings.